The article I covered talked about the recovery profiles of eccentric hamstring strength in response to cooling and compression. Below is my citation, and I'm Felicia Ortiz. The context and background. The purpose of the study was to assess the effectiveness of a cryocompression device on the recovery of one's hamstring strength following strenuous exercising. Methods. 18 male football players, at random, they were given rest or cryocompression following a lower limb fatiguing protocol. The cryocompression was applied for 15 minutes with a target compression of 10 degrees Celsius and high intermittent pressure of 5 to 75 millimeters of mercury using Game Ready, as pictured below, which is the same one that we use in the clinic. The rest consisted of 15 minutes in a prone position on a plinth. The Yoyo intermittent fatigue test was used, which is a test that is a maximal aerobic endurance fitness test involving running between markers placed 20 meters apart, and you're given 5 meters of recovery. As you can see on the bottom right, that is an example. The skin surface temperature and hamstring eccentric strength measures were taken at 3 time points: pre-test, immediately post-fatigue test, and immediately post-intervention, which is either the rest or Game Ready. Participants returned 1 week later and performed the Yo-Yo test again and were exposed to the opposite intervention. Results. Significant decreases in skin surface temperature over the posterior thigh were reported for all time points compared to pre-cryocompression temperatures. P was less than 0.05. The overall data displayed no significant main effects for time point or condition, and there was no time point times condition interaction. In conclusion, there were no significant changes when applying cryocompression or rest immediately following the Yo-Yo test when considering hamstring eccentric strength. In order to develop optimal cooling protocols for recovery, multiple measures of performance over rewarming periods during sport-specific training would need to be taken. Clinical application. This study shows that whether rest or cryocompression were used following exercise, no significant change was shown when taking into account hamstring eccentric strength, meaning that whether rest was used or the compression, they would have the same result, and the cryocompression may not have been beneficial post-workout. However, if the athlete thinks that it is beneficial to them mentally, then they should use it to speed up their recovery. Critique. In conclusion to the results, there might have been a more significant change in hamstring eccentric strength had the data been measured over a longer time frame rather than just immediately following the ice period, giving the muscles a longer time to recover from the workout and compression. For future studies, I would have gathered more subjects, performed the study over a longer time frame, and taken more measurements after the test and treatments were applied to increase the chances of there being a more significant change.